complex, scientific, schizophrenic lyricist, the scientist does not study nature because it is useful to do so. He studies it because he takes pleasure in it, and takes pleasure in it because it is beautiful. If nature were not beautiful, it would not be known, and life would not be worth living. I am not speaking, of course, of the beauty which strikes the senses, of the beauty of qualities and appearances. I am far from despising this, but it has nothing to do with science. What I mean is that more intimate beauty, which comes from the harmonious order of its parts, and which appear intelligence can't grasp, is by logic that we prove, but intuition that we discover, rapid forever. To doubt everything and to believe everything are two equally convenient solutions. Each saves us from thinking, rapping forever, the never ender rapper, a spitter forever. Mathematics is the art of giving the same name to different things, and one word to draw the rule from experience. One must generalize this, a necessity that imposes itself on the most circumspect observer. Mathematicians do not deal in objects, but in relations between objects. Thus, they are free to replace some objects by others so long as the relations remain unchanged. Content to them is irrelevant. They are interested in form only. The mathematician does not study pure mathematics because it is useful. He studies it because he delights. He delights in it, and he delights in it because it is beautiful. Experiment is the sole source of truth. It alone can teach us something new. It alone can give us certainty. Thinking must never submit itself neither to dogma, nor to a party, nor to a passion, nor to an interest, nor to a preconceived idea, nor to whatever it may be, if not to facts themselves, because for it to submit would be to cease to be. Indeed, thought is only a flash in the middle of a long night, but this flash means everything, a reality completely independent of spirit that conceives it, sees it, or feels it, is an impossibility. A world so external, so that as that, even if it existed, would be forever inaccessible to us, consider now the Milky Way. Here also we see an innumerable dust. Only the grains of this dust are no longer atoms but stars. These grains also move with great velocities. They act as a distance one upon another, but this action it's so slight at great distances that their trajectories are rectilinear. Nevertheless, from time to time, two of them may come near enough together to be deviated from their course, like a comet that passed too close to Jupiter, in a word, in the eyes of a giant to whom our suns were what our atoms are to us. The Milky Way would only look like a bubble, a gas, rap. How is it that there are so many minds that are incapable of understanding mathematics, the skeleton of our understanding, and actually they are the majority? We have here a problem that is not easy of a solution, but yet it must engage the attention of all who wish to devote themselves to education. Physicists believe that the Gaussian law has been proved in mathematics, while mathematicians think that it was experimentally established in physics. Is through science that we prove, but through is through science that we prove, but through intuition that we discover. Pure logic could never lead us to anything but tactilologies. It can't create nothing new. Not from it alone can it. Can any science issue? The philosophers make still another objection. What you gain in rigor, they say, you lose in objectivity. You can rise toward your logical idea only by cutting the bonds which attach you to reality. Your science is infallible, but it can only remain so by imprisoning itself in an ivory tower and renouncing all relation with the external world. From this seclusion it must go out when it would attempt the slightest application, rapid annihilation. No, then begin to study arithmetical questions, arithmetical miracle, spiritual arithmetical questions without any apparent result, and without suspecting that they could have the least connection and with my previous researches discussed it at my want of success. I want a way to spend a few days at the seaside of thought of entirely different things. One day, as I was walking on the cliff, the idea came to me again with the same characteristics of consciousness, suddenness, and immediate, certainly that arithmetical transformation of indefinite, ternary, quadratic forms of identical with those of non-Euclidean geometry. Logic sometimes creates monsters. It is by logic that we prove by logic that we prove, but by intuition that we discover. To know how to criticize is good. To know how to create is better. The aim of mathematical physics is not only to facilitate for the physicists to the numerical calculation of certain constants or the integration of certain the differential equations. It is above all to reveal to him the hidden harmony of things and making him see them in a new way and make it most striking at first. And this appearance of sudden illumination, a manifest sign of long unconscious prior work. The role of this unconscious work in mathematical invention appears to me incontestable, blah, 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 a miracle, spiritual, arithmetical. If we wish to foresee the future of mathematics, our proper course is to study the history and present condition of the science. Rapid, never-ending mathematics has a fresh, threefold purpose. It must provide an instrument for the study of nature, but this is not all. It has a philosophical purpose and I dare say an aesthetic purpose. No. Well, the essential characteristic of reasoning by recurrence is that it contains condensed, so to speak, in a single formula of an infinite number of syllogisms. It is by logic that we prove, but by intuition that we discover. To know how to criticize is good. To know how to create is better. The geometric language is, after all, only a language. Space is only a word that we have believed a thing. No. Ring, ding, da, ding, ding. Thy forever complex, scientific, schizophrenic lyricist.